never give up.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Stories with Shakori.
Hands up, you know that you're a star. You better stand up, you know just who you are.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my podcast, Stories with Shakori. Today's topic for the show is me basically giving a story time about my English 212 class, which was literature and the internet. The topics that I'm going to be talking about in today's discussion is what did I learn in this class? How can you make connections with anything from outside of the class? What are my final thoughts on what literature could be? And what did I improve on over the course of the semester? So, first off, I want to say that I basically just signed up for any English 212 class that I could get. Like, a normal student would read the description of what we were learning about in English 212 because the class could basically be about whatever the teacher wants to teach you about. But because I scheduled so late, I was just like, give me your class. It doesn't matter which English class. I was like, there's one available. Yes, sign me up. So I didn't read the description or even care to know because I was like, I got a class. Thank Lord. Great. So I had no idea what I was going into this class to learn about. So after the first day of class, I quickly learned that we were going to be learning about fandoms and fans in fandoms. But prior to that first day of class, I had no idea what the heck a fandom was. So after the first, second, third day of class, I quickly learned that a fandom is basically a group of fans for something. That's kind of a little quick definition that I could put into words. And I learned that it wasn't this big thing that, I don't know, when they were first talking about it, I was like, I have no idea what this is. I was like, oh my God, am I going to enjoy this class? Because I have no idea what they were talking about. And people from the first day of class, they knew exactly what the class was about. They were like, yes, this is going to be great. And I was like, I have no idea what anyone's talking about. It was just really overwhelming kind of. So I don't know. After a couple of days, I learned what it was, and I was like, okay, this is going to be okay. So from learning what a fandom was, I started to make connections from, outside of class and bring it into class, because I learned that personally, I am in the fandom of Pretty Little Liars. And we had to do a research project, and I learned so much about the Pretty Little Liars fandom. I love this class because it just helped me be a better Pretty Little Liars fan. I looked up theories and stuff, but after this class, I've learned so many activities and things that people in the Pretty Little Liars fandom does. And I don't know, it was just so interesting to learn all that. And so that was me making a connection with the outside world, outside of class. And also I learned that basically there's a fandom for anything. A fandom could be for your favorite sports team all the way down to your favorite actor on a movie or your favorite movie. And I just thought that was so interesting that it could literally be anything, and it's just a group of people liking the same thing. I don't know, it was just crazy. That kind of blew my mind. So now I'm going to talk about literature. I came into this class basically not having an opinion on what I thought literature was. I basically kind of just thought literature was, the books that your teachers made you read in high school and middle school, and the books that, I don't know, that you're you're going to read those books in college. All those books that everyone expects you to read. I thought that was what I was going to get out of a literature class, and I was going to be reading all these books, and I don't know. That was my opinion on what literature was. But after being in this class this semester, I learned that literature can literally be whatever you want it to be. it differs from person to person. And if you've never heard that before, like, I know that that can blow your mind, because like I would have never like went there or even thought about this kind of thing. But being in this class like opened my mind to think that literature can literally be whatever you want it to be. It can be basically anything from a performance on a stage to a comment on a fandom site. In class each week, we would make like lists of like what we thought literature was. We would add things and subtract things from the list as the semester went on. But my final opinion is that what you think literature is differs from person to person. There's no final answer, definite answer for that. Once we all got past that it could be different for each person, we started to talk about what we thought was the difference between capital L literature and regular literature. And honestly, I'm not sure where I stand on that yet. Even though, we've had a whole semester, I still don't know, because, I don't know, capital L literature, from what my class has gathered, is that capital L literature is those books that, we're supposed to read, like the books that I was talking about before. But regular literature is, it could be whatever you want it to be, which I don't know that there should be that difference. I don't know where I stand on that yet, because how can we say literature can be whatever we want it to be and then say, oh, but capital L literature is the Shakespeare books and the Crucible and stuff like that. I don't know. I just don't know where I stand on that. But lastly, I want to talk about what I improved on over the semester. So I want to say that my critical thinking skills improved, because every time we talked about what we thought literature was, I was like, oh my God, I don't know. And then I started to think about, I don't know, I just started to go into deep thinking about what literature could be. She really opened my mind. My teacher, she opened my mind to thinking about literature and just, I don't know, just thinking more openly, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I really would have never even thought that much into what literature could be. I would just Google a definition and say, that's it, that's what it is. But she really made me think deeper into what I thought literature was. And I also improved on my vocabulary, because I learned so many new words. I didn't even know what fandom was, and then we started to get into fandoms and start talking about people's favorite fandoms, and I started to learn words from Harry Potter series that I never had any idea what they were or never even heard of it. I just learned so many new words being in this class. It was just a really good experience, and even though it was so good, I'm so glad to be done with school this semester. This semester was so long, and I'm just so ready to enjoy summer, and I'm just so glad that it's almost summer. I don't know about y'all, but I know that I cannot wait to be done. So basically, I just want to say thank you to everybody that tuned into my show. And once again, this is Shakori with Stories with Shakori.
Throw your hands up. You better stand up. Never give up. Throw your hands up. You know that you're a star.